presented by Horns and Hooves Entertainment. You are watching Buffalo After Dark.
Welcome to Buffalo After Dark, everybody. We're actually not live tonight. We're recording because we're all late. But anyways, it is March 9th. A lot of stuff to get into. Of course, we've got our usual cast here. Sean, Buffalo Bob, Luffy. How y'all doing?
I'm good. I have no camera because my laptop is a piece of shit and it's not really working for me tonight, but I'm going to try to get that fixed ASAP.
I'm outrageously tired and kind of cranky, so if I come off as a dick, as always, even more so, I apologize.
Well, you're always a dick, so it doesn't really
I
matter.
just said that, you fucking degenerate.
Yeah, I figured.
Well, I'm doing good. Of course, celebrated my birthday last week. Saw the Batman over the weekend. Loved the movie. So if you guys have not seen it yet, I highly recommend you go watch it.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I watched it and I had a half a job the whole time.
Well, I'm gonna just say this: I have not seen the movie yet, but I'm just gonna wait till it comes on HBO Max in like a month.
And watch the new Jackass too.
Oh,
man.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Oh god! You think the other ones were outrageous? Wait till you see this one.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
Hopefully, it's funny. That's what I care about.
Oh, it's fucking. I ate a whole bunch of shrooms and watched it. I woke up the next day and I thought that I was having a heart attack. It was just from laughing for 6 hours.
Oh man, that sounds like a fun time. I got to tell you that, man.
Hey, did you mix some weed with those shrooms also?
No, Jesus Christ, I was trashed. Just fucking trashed.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, fun stuff. But yeah, let's get right to it. The NFL, lots of trades that have been taking place, and there's two big ones. Actually, one came out earlier this afternoon, but let's talk about the breaking news from yesterday. Russell Wilson is no more in Seattle because he is now going to the Denver Broncos, and the Seattle Seahawks will now be completely irrelevant like they were in the 1980s.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Yep.
That's funny. But
Well,
you know what? I wasn't even alive for the 80s with those teams with the Seahawks, but I know they weren't completely ass, but I get your point.
I'll just say this. Hashtag way the fuck overpaid.
Mm-hmm. So why don't we go over what Denver gave up for this catastrophe?
Yeah, a lot.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, it's like literally it's like 5 draft picks and several players.
Jesus Christ.
Unfucking real.
Yeah, I got the freaking post right here.
Tell us every detail.
Okay, so the Seahawks gave up, of course, Russell Wilson and a 4th-round draft pick. And in return, the Broncos give up Drew Lock, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and a 5th-round pick.
Oh my God.
Good gosh.
You might as well just give away your whole farm system, you fucking idiots.
Might as well.
It's like, were they smoking some of Adam's shrooms?
Who the fuck knows?
Oh, that's something you do like on, crystal meth.
Well, I'm sure they were smoking something. It is Denver, after all.
Yeah, this will acid drop on top of it.
Russell Wilson is like the epitome of what a good quarterback used to be. He's gone past his best days. I feel like he's just used and abused, put away wet.
It's funny because I actually agree with you for this for once. But I will say this: Denver, I can tell right now, made this trade because deep down they know they cannot draft a quarterback for shit. So the only way they can actually be relevant is by actually buying a quarterback. Just ask them about Peyton Manning when they bought him about, 8 years ago, 10 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
When he was way past his fucking prime?
Yeah, around there.
It wasn't even really him that won the Super Bowl. It was basically the entire defense that held him in it.
Basically. And I will say, though, I wish Russell Wilson the best in Denver, but he's probably in the toughest division in the entire NFL now. He's now in a division with Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, and Patrick Mahomes. So, I mean, good luck to you, Russell. I mean, you're in a tough division, my guy.
I don't think he stands a chance.
No, he's gonna get beat the fuck up. I can guarantee it. Like he's gonna get like 5 games in. He's gonna be like done for the season with some bitch ass injury.
Possibly.
You want to put a bet on an ACL getting blown out?
Oh
Oh,
god.
I'm not gonna say ACL. I'll say like a Jack Eichel.
Injury.
You son of a bitch.
That's something else I want to talk about later tonight because Jack Eichel's back against the Sabres now.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I got a lot to say about that one. So, anyway, but I do strongly believe that Seattle got a nice return for Russell Wilson, but Denver paid big time. Like they overpaid the shit out of him just to get him out of Seattle. And then Denver is getting all the glory right now for the trade. And this is considered probably one of the biggest trades in NFL history. This is pretty much the modern equivalent of the Herschel Walker trade. That's how bad this is for Denver going forward.
If you got to compare it to that, then yeah, you know it's bad.
Yeah. Well, if you ever see the video or the documentary about the Herschel Walker trade, Adam, I highly recommend you check that out because
I watched it like a year ago.
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest shit shows in like NFL history if you're a Vikings fan. But that's pretty much the equivalent of this. I mean, the Seahawks, Drew Lock sucks. They don't need him. Fant is a hell of a tight end. Shelby, I think Shelby's got a lot of talent, and I think he's gonna do some good stuff in Seattle. The picks, I definitely would have to imagine that they're probably
2 firsts.
They're probably gonna either trade one of those 2 picks, if not both, or hold on to it and then draft another quarterback. Someone like a Malik Willis or a Kenny Pickett or someone like that. Same applies for the 2 second-round picks. So, and now they have 2 fifth-round picks going forward at that year because they'll have their own and they'll have Denver's. So it's going to be a mixed bag year for the Seahawks because they're basically just blowing it up at this point. And that was just like, fuck it. We're just going to call in and see what they have going on for them.
Right. Now, I guess here's another good question, too. Now, with them getting Drew Lock, do you go ahead and take a QB in the 2022 draft, or do you wait till 2023?
No, you're going to do what Seattle does best and is tank. They're going to fucking go into super Montreal mode and fucking just crash and burn completely.
Well, I mean, that's possible. You know what, though? I don't agree with that. I actually think they're going to trade one of the picks. I honestly see it happening because there's been a lot of rumors today about them and the Carolina Panthers in a bidding war for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Well, I am sick of the whole quarterback. That's all I hear. We need we need an offensive lineman. All I hear is, another quarterback. Another quarterback. Wait, one more. Maybe we'll draft one. Maybe we'll get this guy. I'm sick of fucking hearing about quarterbacks. I think everybody knows, in my opinion, on the name I can't say.
Yes, we all know. It's okay.
But if we took the name I can't say, shipped them off to the Texans, tell them to get fucked, and then throw some other assets their way, I'm sure Watson can come and join the Panthers.
Well, I mean, if I'm Seattle, this would be a pretty good compensation because if you're able to get 2 firsts and 2 seconds for Russell Wilson and flip them to get Deshaun Watson, home run. So that
I don't fucking want them to benefit this. Fuck that.
Worst case, it'll take Malik Willis if you can draft high enough.
No, I'd take Pickett.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. How would you feel if the Panthers went in and said, fuck it, we're going to draft Kenny Pickett at 6?
I looked at the kid. He looks pretty solid. I don't know. If anything, I don't want a fucking run down, beat up fucking quarterback like fucking Russell Wilson. Right. I'd rather, you start and build around something that's young, someone that has a head on their fucking shoulders, not, the name I can't say.
Yeah. What about someone like Desmond Ridder out of Cincinnati? Because his name is being mentioned as long. And the thing is that the Panthers were like really impressed with him and Kenny Pickett. So you have 2 options there if they don't go after Watson.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wish that we could get a fucking offensive lineman and a quarterback that's actually fucking reliable and not a total absolute shit show.
Yeah. Tell us how you really feel.
No, I won't. No, not doing it.
Well, I mean, hey, worst case, I mean, the Browns might be going in QB hell again too if they opt to not bring back Baker Mayfield because he's at that point. There's been the rumors of getting rid of him, and it's like Cleveland, what are you doing?
They're so fucking dumb. They're absolutely fucking dumb. If they get rid of that kid, he's gonna go somewhere else and he's gonna wear a Super Bowl. I guarantee it.
Light it up.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, I mean, you build around that fucking guy. You fucking keep him around, man. That's the guy you don't let go of.
Yeah, I mean, he's way better than Johnny Manziel ever was, and basically, it's the best QB that Cleveland's had in at least 10 years.
No, maybe longer than that. Maybe like 30 since like Bernie Kosar, but that was like 35 years ago. I mean, that was a long ass time,
Right?
Like when they were the original Cleveland Browns. But you know, there are some other names being thrown around for Seattle because we're still on this topic. So not only are they looking to get Deshaun Watson, and not only are they in the middle of a bidding war with Carolina, but there are also talks of them potentially trading DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. And here's the interesting aspect of all this: they've clearly said they're open for business, and they've made sure that Tyler Lockett was available for trade. And DK Metcalf. And I swear to God, this is exactly what they said about Russell Wilson. They said that they have no intention of trading him at all, but they will look at him for the right price. They never said that last part about Russell Wilson, but they said the whole "we're not trading him" thing about Russell Wilson. And then 4 days later, boom, he's gone.
They're gonna sell the farm, dude. They have to say that. They have to act like they're not going to, but they're gonna sell the fucking farm.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. And you know what? It's almost at the point where it's like it's the worst kept secret in the NFL. Everyone now knows that Seattle is going to be irrelevant. Everyone now knows that they're going to be going into a rebuilding mode. There is no fucking way that DK Metcalf is going to stay around in Seattle. I just don't see it happening.
Well, you have to look at it this way. If the number one piece that had to move to make Seattle look like they're rebuilding was fucking Russell Wilson. And once he's gone, then the dominoes are just going to fucking fall.
Well, that's where we lead to next, because before we get to that, I will say this, and that is that because of dominoes are starting to fall, which is a great expression, by the way, the Kraken are clearly the best team in Washington State since this trade happened.
That's sad. That's sad.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is the best case scenario. And you know what, Sean? Be thankful that you are now a model citizen in the state of Seattle or the state of Washington.
Yeah.
Well, that's
by the way, Sean, I'm sorry about Matthews. Sorry.
What can you do?
I can't help it. He's a god of hockey. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But
Yeah, I'm not surprised though. We blew another one. It is what it is. But hey, at least they got a win. At least they got a win over the Predators last week for my birthday. So
good win.
Can't really complain.
Oh, by the way, you know what I just found out today?
What's that?
Because the Coyotes have been kicking ass a lot lately, and I think they play the Leafs tomorrow. Yes, they do. If the Utes somehow match, so put it this way: if the Leafs lose to the Coyotes and the Senators beat the Kraken will be the worst team in the Western Conference by tomorrow night.
So the Leafs have to lose to the Coyotes.
Yeah, and the Kraken will, and that pretty much cements the Kraken as the second worst team in the league, and that puts them in a very good position to get Shane Wright coming up later.
Hey, don't worry, Sean. We'll get Matthews and say #hold my beer, and we'll fucking wreck them.
Yeah, could you imagine?
I was gonna say, I don't think the Leafs are gonna lose to the Coyotes. I don't think that's happening.
Dude, no. Don't say that, because every fucking team we should beat, we lose to.
Buffalo Sabres.
Like even the Sabres.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, speaking about the Sabres, how about Jack Eichel's return?
Fuck him, basically.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah, I want to say he came out with like some statement earlier, and he's like, "Oh, I want to thank the Pagulas for everything they did. They drafted me high, and they gave me a long ass contract."
Oh, F off.
No. No, it gets worse. He then says, I hope fans can look past some of the things that happened in the last year. And I know I just tried, and know that I just tried to do as much as I could for the city. And then he also says, I was frustrated. If you think about the reason why you took the captaincy away from me, it was because, quote, I didn't agree with you medically. Then you basically told me not to come around for training camp. At that point, it just felt like they were toying with me. So I was just like, I was pretty much over it. I would say maybe I'm an example of somebody who went against what their team thought was best for them instead of what they wanted.
Good God.
Well, you know what? I have a solution. Every Sabres player go after his ankle. And
Again?
yeah, just take that high ankle bit sprain and make him go out for another 6 months or so.
Yeah. Or give him a wicked cross check.
Honestly,
Yeah, go for his neck.
you know what? This is starting to remind me so much of when, and this is going to sound controversial, but this sounds a lot like when LeBron James left the Cavaliers the first time.
Yeah.
You know what?
And of course, the fans didn't like it, obviously, because of the way that LeBron did it. Where remember when LeBron left and he had like that hour-long ESPN special? It's like, oh, where's LeBron gonna go? Is it gonna be this team? Is it gonna be this team? Or is it gonna be this
The
team?
decision.
Oh,
That's
gosh.
what it was called. I remember this.
Yeah,
Taking my talents to Miami.
yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, Miami, you just built a super team here.
Yeah. But the point I'm trying to make is Jack Eichel quit on the team. I don't care how people say it. He deliberately quit on the Buffalo
He didn't want to
Sabres.
be here.
He didn't want to be there. And then he says, oh, I hope the fans treat me with respect when I go and kiss my ass and when I come down tomorrow.
Yeah.
Dude, get the fuck
No.
out of here.
No,
You're
for
lying.
real.
Here we go.
He's
Like,
gonna.
In fact, I'll burn the number 50.
I just pulled up an article from the Buffalo News. Like Jack Eichel on return to Buffalo. No bitterness in me whatsoever. Yeah, okay, buddy.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
you know what? You know
No
what's really
bitterness,
funny?
my ass.
Every time he touches the puck, they're gonna boo. I can guarantee it.
Good. They
Oh,
should.
oh yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I used to look up the Jack Eichel when he first came to Buffalo within 6 years ago. And I remember, and I'll never forget his time in Buffalo, but the way he went out was just so beyond fucked up. Why would you go to the Sabres and say, I want surgery, but I want a specific spinal cord surgery? And the Sabres, I mean, I understand both arguments because I really took a deep dive on this. The Sabres didn't want to take the risk themselves. But the problem is Jack Eichel was too entitled and too arrogant to look beyond their recommendation. And he's like, no, fuck you. I'm going to take an advantage of this situation and I'm going to use it as bait to get me the fuck out of here. And he's been vocally saying it for years that he wanted out of Buffalo without actually saying it out loud.
At least the last 2 years before he left.
Yeah. And he threatened the Sabres by saying, I'm going to give you one more chance to make a team around me or I'm going to demand a trade. And what do the Sabres do? They miss the playoffs, and Jack Eichel bitches up a storm, and he says, trade me. And then 6 months of agonizing hell of his drama bullshit. Because honestly, at this point, I'm convinced that Jack Eichel is the biggest bitch in the East Coast.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hey,
He
remember
wants
that?
to come back and say no bitterness. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Remember that one time that you said Eichel was better than Matthews?
Well, in the beginning, I said that, yes. But looking back on it now, obviously Matthews is better, and I'm not going to deny that.
Hey,
Listen,
Matthews is better all around.
listen. I'll make a fair argument here. Yes, you were right about Austin Matthews, and I was wrong about Eichel. I will say that. But put it this way. I've had people who come up to me and said that Sam Darnold, when he was drafted, was better than Josh Allen.
Oh, not even close. Not even close.
I know you didn't.
Not
I
even
know you.
close.
I know you just didn't fucking say that name.
I just did. So eat a dick.
I did.
The name
I did not warrant that at all because you know for a fact that had nothing to do with anything I just said.
I know that.
And the person that said that is obviously batshit fucking retarded because they had know nothing about football. Because if you're going to compare that guy to Josh Allen, you should probably just take a long walk up a short bridge
Basically. Oh, and speaking of that, I will say this. Oh, actually, we'll get to that a little bit later. I'm going to hold on to it. But the whole point I'm trying to make is Jack Eichel completely destroyed his reputation in Buffalo by just his ego being in check. That's the thing too. I would say it's not just Jack Eichel. It's both sides. Both Jack Eichel and the Pagulas' egos rise to the occasion, and they rivaled each other. That's what this was. King of the egos literally just clashed with each other.
Right.
Well, if you look at it too, like from this side, from my aspect, because I don't really don't give two fucks about Jack Eichel or the Buffalo Sabres, so I'll give my the mediated fucking opinion and say, you know what, they ruined half his fucking career for one. That team generally ruined half his career, and the organization and the owners, they're all fucked. So it's not like they're any better. And you know what? Fucking Jack Eichel is, a little bit overrated because, he is. And he's a one-dimensional player. He's not even comparable to Matthews. He's not, you know what? I compare him to, what's his name? Patrick Laine. One-dimensional fucking bum. That's all he is.
Yeah. I mean, Eichel can do stuff offensively, but defense, he's not even close to where he should be.
Well, he hasn't developed. Like Matthews, when he first came into the league, his defense was fucking horrendous. He was all about offense. Now, if you look at the way he plays, you see the difference in his fucking play. He's all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Sean, about the whole thing with Jack Eichel?
I was just over it the very minute he left Buffalo, man. I'm just over him.
I will say this: Peyton Krebs and Alex Tuch are actually a blessing in disguise. I will say that.
100%.
Both of them are really good together, I think.
I really like what I'm seeing out of Peyton Krebs, though. I mean, the fact that he can bring that energy and the fact that he's not afraid to be physical. And Alex Tuch, I mean, he's been a very nice addition to the team. And I will say, I think in that sense, we're actually better off than where we were because those two players, you get them developing. And especially if you look at Jack Quinn and, of course, you look at Dylan Cousins and how that top line is doing, we actually, I think at this point, have a better core of younger players than we've probably had in a while.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, but bottom line is, fuck Jack Eichel, fuck his ego, fuck his entitlement, fuck his sorry ass apology, fuck everything about him. And you know what? I hope to God, and believe me, I actually want this to happen. I want people to go down to Keybank Center tomorrow night when whoever goes to the game. I don't know if any of you are, but if you do tend to go, do yourself a favor and boo the shit out of him for me, please.
Mm-hmm. Right. And here's another thing too. Why doesn't everybody boo Kim Pegula after that little article that she put out earlier this week about how there's like no crossover and about basically, oh, well, there's like very little overlap on the fans. We're not going to do anything to try and get them in. It's like, Kim Pegula, number one, nobody wants to see a Sabres because they absolutely suck right now. Number two, nobody wants to see a Sabres because their in-game entertainment sucks.
And then number three, they have no fucking operations behind it.
Right, exactly. It's like, Kim, do yourself a favor. Get yourself a president of hockey operations, like we've said for like the last 2 years on this show. Get yourself that president of hockey operations who has no connection to the Pittsburgh Penguins or any other team that has PA in the state. And get yourself somebody that's a true outsider who isn't afraid to tell you how much you suck. And then we can
or step aside and let a man do your job, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Really. Yeah, it's funny too. She's like, "Oh well, we did great with getting Bean and McDermott for the Bills." I'm like, "Yeah, you got lucky."
I wouldn't say lucky. I would say that. Yeah, go ahead.
I said you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Adam. Thank you for giving us half of your staff without even realizing it.
Yeah.
Which leads me to my next point, and that is there's been a lot of chatter about Christian McCaffrey. Oh, yes.
Ooh, man.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'll let everyone go first. I'll have my say at the end.
All right, so let's bring up the rumors. So the Carolina Panthers have received trade calls for running back Christian McCaffrey. According to Jonathan Jones of CBS, Carolina is looking for a first-round pick and another piece in a trade. That's number one. And number two, Jeremy Ego from the Carolina Huddle, who is a news writer, said and tweeted that Josh Allen and CMC together would be an instant Super Bowl favorite. And then it was also said by David Newton, who works for the newspaper area, has also said that there are multiple teams, including the Buffalo Bills, have expressed interest in trading for McCaffrey. The Panthers are not, and I quote, are not actively looking to trade him, but would consider a deal if the team offers a first-round pick and another player that carries a low cap number, according to the sources. And he's entering the first year of his new 4-year contract, which is around $64 million, which he signed in 2020 and is scheduled to make 14 and a half by 2022. So that part is set. And then the other one too is there was also a rumor that went around earlier today too that the offer the Bills sent out was a third and a fifth and Cole Beasley, but the Panthers said no because the Panthers wanted a first round pick in return. And Buffalo is hesitant about sending it out, but I assure you they're going to tweak it. I assure you. So let Adam go first because I know he's got a lot to say.
Okay, I'll first say that if you don't think that Christian McCaffrey is worth a first round fucking pick, you don't deserve to have him. Secondly, I obviously don't want my boy to leave because, and I solemnly swear to this, that if Christian McCaffrey leaves, I'm leaving. I'm done with the Panthers. I have no reason to stay. And I'm not saying I'll go wherever he goes because he couldn't. He might not. I hope he doesn't end up in Miami, for the love of God. But if he goes to the Bills, well, I guess I'm jumping on the fucking bandwagon with the Bills because I already like the team in general, and I love Josh Allen. So
Right.
he'd be, if he can stay healthy, dude. Like he everyone says he's a liability because that's why they're offering fucking thirds and fifths for him, is because he's been injured a lot. But you have to understand, when he's in Carolina, he doesn't have any protection, dude. He's fucking taking full on fucking hits from, defensive lines, and he's not being covered. He's not, his job is as a running back is to get extra yards when you need them, but he can do more than that, dude. If you look at the stats, he most games he played, he had more wide receiving yards than most of the wide receivers on the fucking team, other than DJ Moore.
Yeah,
like he's all over the fucking field. You can put him anywhere, and he's dangerous, dude. And for his size and stature, he can he can run that fucking ball. And
absolutely.
when he's fucking healthy, he's a fucking thing. Yeah. Other than what's his name, the other running back, the phenom from fucking Henry.
Derrick Henry.
I'd put Henry number one because I think he's been more proven, like he hasn't been injured as much, blah blah. But he's definitely up there with Henry in the elite class of running backs. So if they can't get a first for him and a replaced player, then yeah, don't send him anywhere because it's not worth it. The guy's a fucking gem.
Yeah. Sean, what do you think?
I mean, if somehow, some way, for some reason, if the Bills do want to get McCaffrey, yeah, like I said, they will find a way to do it. But at the same time, do they really want to trade their first round pick though? Because I mean, I wouldn't mind having McCaffrey on the.
It doesn't have to be in 2022, dude. It can be a 2023 pick. It can be whatever, but I can guarantee you, man, if you want someone that can run the fucking ball and to help you get those fucking extra yards, that's the guy you want.
Yep. I mean, it's just the foundation and the rumors that's been behind the Carolina Panthers in the last hour and a half or maybe 2 hours. I would say even more than that is all I've been hearing within the last 24 hours is how the Panthers are entertaining offers for McCaffrey, and yet at the same time are clearly the front runners to get Deshaun Watson. Now, Adam, just to hypothetically be precise here, is if they, let's say, get Deshaun Watson and yet they trade Christian McCaffrey, do you still stay or do you just leave altogether, even if it's where to get Deshaun Watson?
I don't think it'll work that way. It's either they trade McCaffrey and don't get Watson, or they get Watson and keep McCaffrey. That's the only way I see it happen.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's 50-50. I think there's a more realistic chance of Barkley coming to the Bills than McCaffrey because the Panthers are demanding way too much. And I think
they're not. How is it way too much? They're asking for a first and a player, a low cap salary player. That's nothing.
First rounded Beasley. That's not that difficult.
No. Like I know. But yeah, go ahead, Adam.
That's to me, that's fucking give him away. Like I feel like McCaffrey's is worth that and more. Like when he's healthy, dude, there's not a fucking running back in the fucking league that can compete with him. No one.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I think McCaffrey's a stud, but he has to be healthy. I mean, if you haven't paired up with Josh Allen, the Bills' offense would be just as good as they were in the 90s with Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas. That's how deadly that offense would be. But here's the thing. When I say that when the Panthers ask for too much in demand, you're talking about trading, and I mean, you're committing, draft pick suicide here or future suicide by basically saying we're going to give you a first round pick for an injury prone running back who's only played like 3 games 2 years ago and then 10 games in the last 3 years. So, I mean, is it really worth trading a first round pick for a guy like McCaffrey, as good as he is? And I'm not saying he's shit because he's fucking amazing, but what I'm saying is that if you're willing to take a risk at taking in McCaffrey, and don't get me wrong, I love that idea, but it's the fact that the Panthers are over-accessing his value to what he is because they're acting as if he was in like his 2017, 2018 form when he first came out of Stanford in 2017, and he was just balling. But I mean, as time goes on, you have to really ask yourself, is it worth the trouble of giving up that first round pick? And I'm not saying the Bills don't, desire it. I'm sure they do, but you have to take it from the superstition from the facts about this whole ordeal. And like I said, I think they can make this trade work, but the Panthers are overvaluing it, in my opinion.
They're gonna have to
overvaluing. How about the Russell Wilson trade where he got 5 picks and like 3 players? I mean, that's overvaluing Russell Wilson. McCaffrey, first round in a player, that's like literally nothing.
I think it's fine the way it is because you know what, you're taking the risk, and sometimes you have to take the risk, right, to get reward. So I if anything, I feel like if the Bills tweaked it a bit, which they probably can or probably will, maybe change the third to a second, and maybe the Panthers change their tune, and then it's a done deal, right?
Right.
Yeah, or if they tweak it instead of a first round pick, because the Bills have gotten discounts because half of Buffalo's staff is from Carolina from when McDermott was there, and they're buddy. So what I'm thinking is they should do 2 second-round picks this year and next year, and they should also do a 3rd and a 5th in Beasley. And if McCaffrey plays, and my opinion is, if the Panthers want that 5th, they want that first-round pick so badly, this is my proposal. The only way they get it is if McCaffrey plays at least 70% of the games for the Bills in this upcoming year.
See, that's something I go for because that makes more sense. Because if anything, I feel like McCaffrey would be a lot more protected on the Bills. I feel like he'd be in a better state because you looked at the offensive line for the Panthers, it's not the prettiest thing to look at.
Yeah.
So it's, I've seen the games that he did play this year. Like the kid got absolutely destroyed on some plays, that he should have been like fucking hover over. When he's running the ball and he's completely open, the fucking 3 linebackers come down and fucking squashing the shit out of him. Like that's how people get injured.
Right. Like I don't think, generally, I don't think the Panthers will trade him just because of my observation with them overpaying, especially for that first round pick. But it doesn't mean that they can't make it happen. They definitely can. If they're able to if the Broncos are able to make it work with Russell Wilson, what makes anybody think the Bills can't do it with Christian McCaffrey?
Well, it's a show of good faith too, right? Look at the Panthers have been good to the Bills over the last few years, and I feel like there's a good sense of respect when it comes to the two teams. So when it comes to trades and it comes to acquiring coaching staff, blah blah, that always helps too,
Yeah,
right? So
it's
the
very
Panthers
mutual.
have always been for them just to be like, hey, you know what? We've had trades in the past, and this could work for both of us. It's not like you guys are going to affect us. You know what I mean? The different divisions, if we meet ever, is it's a season game, and we'll probably never ever see each other in the playoffs. So I don't know. It's something could probably be worked out if need be.
Yeah,
Right.
you could always make it a conditional first round pick where basically if McCaffrey gets like 70%, plays like 70% of the snaps, then at the end of the season, if that happens, yeah, sure, give it a first thing and like throw in Beasley since he's looking to get a trade anyways.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could make it like a second round pick, throw Beasley, and then maybe throw in like a fourth or something. I mean, there's a few different ways you could go.
Yeah, the Colts had no problem doing this with Carson Wentz the first time he was traded.
Yeah, that came out. So actually, trade details on the Colts getting rid of Wentz. It actually, I know Trevor was actually really happy about this today about the Carson Wentz era being over. So Carson Wentz is going to go to the Washington Commanders, and basically what's going to happen is Wentz and a second round pick went to Washington for their second round pick, a third round pick, and a conditional third round pick in 2023 that can become a second rounder if Wentz plays 70% or more of the snaps.
See, there you go. You could make that happen if you could do it with McCaffrey. So that's why I'm saying that if the Bills tweak the trade with McCaffrey, I think they can make it work. And you don't even have to, you don't have to sacrifice that first round pick if the Panthers are willing to compromise.
Right.
Well, and plus, I'd rather see him. Like McCaffrey's my boy. I'd rather see him go somewhere where he's gonna, I know the Panthers are not gonna be good for fucking years. So I feel like at his prime, get him while he's good and fucking let him fucking win.
Yeah, I mean he'll have the opportunity to do it. I mean he'll be on a really improved offensive line with the Bills versus what he has in Carolina.
But then again, it also depends what Carolina does with the quarterback position. It also depends if they get Watson or if they, draft Kenny Pickett. I mean, it's in the air now. I mean, I think Carolina could do some damage in the offseason if they make the right moves, I think.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Because you know what? Honestly, it would really suck in general if Adam left the Panthers. It would really honestly break my heart because I worked so hard to get him to that point. And it's just like, well, they're not going in a direction which I thought they were going to, because a few years ago when he first started, they were just in like 1 year after going to the Super Bowl, and then it kind of developed over time. And I understand last year was tough for him, and I understand that the injuries and the QB play and all that just blew him out of the fucking water. I get that. But if you get Deshaun Watson, man, I'm telling you, you might get some trade interest or, fan interest going forward if it all happens to come to fruition.
Yeah. I don't want to because, that's the team I picked. This team I want to cheer for. And then I got, Newton was the guy that started me off in the fucking Panther craze. And absolute stud in my mind. He, deteriorated, got old and whatever, but stand-up guy. Fans love him. They still love him. And Chris McCaffrey is pretty much the only fucking reason I'm there right now.
Right.
So hopefully they work it out. If Deshaun Watson comes in, I feel like they're going to keep him because that'll be his weapon.
Absolutely.
And maybe get a half decent wide receiver besides DJ Moore to come in and fucking help him out. And you know what? Might not be that bad.
Yeah. You know what, though? I honestly would say, so let me ask you this. So if the Panthers are on the verge of breaking your heart and having you move on, why didn't you do that for the Toronto Maple Leafs when they traded Phil Kessel or Matt Sundin?
Nobody gives
a shit. I'll tell you, because I was born a Leafs fan, I'll die a Leafs fan, and it's never going to change.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Now, here's actually a good question that I could throw out there. So let's say, perfect world. Let's say the Bills get McCaffrey. What would you guys think if they get McCaffrey plus if they're able to make a deal for Saquon Barkley
Never gonna happen. Don't even bring it up.
dude.
That's what I'm kinda
But if
thinking
they
too.
did,
But
if
I just
they
wanted to
did,
throw that
though-
out as a scenario.
if they did, oh my god, it wouldn't be a fucking offense in the fucking league that could touch them.
Yeah, it's like McCaffrey. Then picture of Saquon Barkley, running back number 2. Plus, you have Devin Singletary, running back number 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
my God.
Oh
that'd
my
be scary.
god, that would be
Good
stacked.
gosh.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I hate.
No, neither. I just wanted to throw it out there.
It would be an ultimate wet dream for any diehard football fan. For any
Yeah.
player, who you are, if you're, a Packers fan or a Chiefs fan, it doesn't matter. It would be the ultimate wet dream if the Bills were able to get those two guys. It would be amazing, but in reality, it would never happen. That's just
You just imagine though, like Josh Allen having the option of McCaffrey and Barkley to be like, all right, well, you've already ran like 160 yards. I guess I'll give it to Barkley this time.
Let him run for like a 10 or something.
Yep. And speaking of Barkley, the asking price for him is a 4th round pick.
Do it.
Yeah,
Well,
dude,
shoot.
jump.
I
If
think that makes
you know what?
Holy crap,
I'd go
fourth
for
round
it.
is cheap.
That's another fucking thing, man. If they can get him and not even have to worry about you giving up a top 3 pick, like no brainer.
Yeah, I'd
Mhm.
be on that phone right now. It's like, give me Barkley. I'll give you a 4th
Right.
right now.
Yeah, I do it right now.
Yeah,
I'd be
I
like,
think-
hey man, I'll even throw in Cole Beasley. Fucking get the fuck out of here.
yeah, basically.
Yeah,
I mean,
or hell, I'll throw you Star Lotulelei and get rid of his like insane cap.
I can tell you right now, just having to live in this area, I can tell you a lot of Giants fans really believe that they're going to trade Saquon Barkley in the near future. And they really believe that he's going to go to Buffalo because of the connection with Brian Dable and Sean McDermott and all that. But on the other end of the spectrum, for the asking price of a 4th, James Bradbury is worth a 3rd round pick right now.
Holy shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's really cheap. So if I'm the Bills, I trade in that 4th, I trade Cole Beasley, and I trade a 2nd, maybe 2 at minimum for Saquon Barkley.
Hmm.
That's what I would do.
Thinking about it now,
Oh.
especially with Barkley that cheap and with McCaffrey possibly being that cheap, man, there's some good possibilities there.
In terms of
Oh
assets,
man, you know what? I'd send back Singletary. If you get 2 of those players, send Singletary as a fucking add-on.
I'll throw Zach Moss in there for all I care.
well, I think Zach Moss actually could be the guy that could get traded. I firmly believe this. I think Moss is going to be used as trade bait, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah. I would.
Well, yeah, and he's good trade bait. He's not like a nobody. He's someone that a team will want him. No doubt in my mind.
Oh, I agree 100%. But like I said, we have from now to next Wednesday because I have a feeling something will go down. But I don't think it's going to be with McCaffrey. I think it's going to be with Deshaun Watson. And I really do think, because a lot of people are now saying he's going to go to Carolina when his trial is all set and done by Friday. So we're going to see if he is, proven non-guilty. If he's acquitted, then he's going to go to Carolina. And that's where I think the fan interest is going to go crazy. And I think once they get Deshaun Watson, they're going to say, sorry, guys, we're not trading Christian McCaffrey. Because remember, they're not actively shopping him. So if they don't shop him, then he's okay for right now. That's just what's going to happen from here on out. You know what I mean? Like it's all these possibilities and it's exciting because it's getting closer to tampering period, which starts on Monday.
Right.
And, it's going to get to the point where people are going to start asking, well, what's going to happen to McCaffrey? Because a lot of people are going to be asking and they're going to say, well, what team is going to hold on to his contract and who's going to pay for it? There's going to be shit like this all the time. And keep in mind, the Bills are not the only team on McCaffrey. I think Miami's on that list. Kansas City is on that list. And I think the Ravens are on that list.
Oh man, you better hope Kansas City doesn't grab him.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They could easily trade Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They could easily trade him if they wanted to.
You don't want him running up against you. I can guarantee you that.
Absolutely not. Trust me, I don't want that to happen. I want the Bills to land either Barkley or McCaffrey. I mean, in terms of speed and stamina and agility, I definitely would take Christian McCaffrey over Saquon Barkley. But I would honestly be fine with either one between Barkley or McCaffrey. But I honestly would favorite McCaffrey just a bit more because of the recent trade rumors. But Barkley, it kind of died down a bit, but it doesn't mean it's going to rise back up again. Because regardless what you how you look at this, the Bills are getting a running back regardless how you look at it.
Yeah, and it'll be an immediate upgrade too, which is another big thing because we're going to need that, especially to make a playoff run.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you look at the one game last season McCaffrey played, they said he was at 50% of his actual playing ability. Okay, I think we're playing the fucking Jets. I think we're playing. Yeah, maybe. I can't remember. Anyways, the announcer said, yeah, his trainer said that he was at 50%. So 50% of a player that game, he ran for 109 yards and received for 95 and scored a TD.
That's insane.
So that's at 50%, right? I'd hate to see prime Christian McCaffrey 100% because if you watched him in Stanford, if you watched any of his fucking games in Stanford, he was unstoppable. There was nothing that could stop him.
Yeah. And the same could be said if you were to put him behind a good offensive line. And I'm not saying the Panthers could do that because I definitely think they have the ability to do it. They are more than capable of doing that. But I think at this point now, Panthers fans are starting to lose interest in the team. And I don't blame them, honestly, because of incompetent ownership and incompetent, management. But I think at this point, they could do it right this time. And I'm not saying that they can't. They absolutely have the ability to do that because there's a lot of hype about Deshaun Watson now. There's a lot of hype about McCaffrey possibly staying because it's not guaranteed he gets traded. But at the same time, it's going to create, there's going to be a lot of speculation. And this happened last year when we were talking about who the Panthers might potentially get. And of course, we all know what happened because Adam threw a bitch fit about it. So I'm not going to go into that again because it's been like a year old, but all possibilities aside are in place. So you can think to yourself, well, I don't think my favorite player is ever going to get traded. But then look at Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Well, plus the Panthers have lots of money, dude. They're not shy of having lots of cap space. So, they could go out and get 3-4 players if they want it. It's just, do they want to fucking do it that way or do they want to take the slow route and get Watson, keep McCaffrey, build the team around them, or do they want to fucking just go all out? But I can't see them doing that. I see them, if anything, if they don't get Deshaun Watson, I see Christian McCaffrey as good as gone.
Or they could draft a quarterback in Kenny Pickett. That's also a possibility, or even Malik Willis. But I think if I'm Carolina, I think they have a better insight. I think they have a better insight on either what's his fucking face? I just had it before. Shit. What did I just had his name 2 seconds ago. Desmond Ridder, that's his name. Desmond Ridder and freaking Kenny Pickett, I think, are the two best options. I fully suspect Seattle is either going to get Deshaun Watson if they're able to pull it off, or they're going to draft Malik Willis. I definitely think it's a possibility at this point where they're standing because Seattle is fully blowing up the team. So they're going to be shit for a while. So Seahawks fans better be ready for that.
Yeah, and they better be ready to see Pete Carroll finally get fired. He should have been a while ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think if I were Deshaun Watson and I was given the option to go to a team between the Seahawks and the Panthers, I would no doubt pick the Panthers because, the Panthers, obviously they got Christian McCaffrey, they got DJ Moore, they got some weapons. I'm telling you, they just re-signed Ian Thomas. So there's a lot of possible hope in Carolina. They're starting over from the Jerry Richardson era. That's what I think this is about. They want to get rid of the vibe of the Jerry Richardson era and then bring in their own guys to the David Tepper era. I mean, there's definitely room for improvement. But one thing is for certain is that I do not think they're going to trade McCaffrey, even if they get like 2 first-round picks for him. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And actually, another big thing that happened today is the Aaron Rodgers saga is all set and done with because he just signed a 4-year extension worth $200 million with $153 million guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he? Go ahead, John.
Sorry, Yeah, like so we did all that complaining for nothing, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be
Good
like the
God.
last contract of his pro career, probably. But I mean, that's only about an average of about $50 million a year. That's not a bad payday.
No.
Yeah, well, plus, didn't he come out and say afterwards the contract wasn't accurate?
Well, Pat
did.
McAfee was reporting that earlier today on his show.
Yeah, he
did.
was saying basically that the contract wasn't as much as people were making it out to be, and blah blah blah. And he was just, oh, I'm happy to be back. Fuck you, Aaron Rodgers. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's been wanting to be gone for that team for like the last 5 years.
He's a good quarterback. I'm not gonna fucking lie. Actually, he's an elite quarterback, but he's an absolute whiny little bitch.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that 100%. And I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers guy either, but I can certainly tell you that the way he acted within the last year and a half and almost threatening to be traded, and then they draft Jordan Love. So here, get this. So now, not only did that happen with Rodgers being paid, there's also talks of Jordan Love being traded to Indianapolis.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Good luck with that team.
But who knows?
Have fun.
Yeah, speaking of the Colts, Carson Wentz. Oh boy.
You don't have to worry about him anymore.
Right?
But you know what? I will say this. Rich Eisen on NFL Network is reporting, and I quote, the Indianapolis Colts are reportedly going to put an offer in place for Derek Carr.
Get fucked.
Good luck on that
Indy.
one.
Oh, Indy, you are so desperate.
Oh gosh.
That's just
You
like
really
John
think-
Gruden saying the
They
lawsuit.
really think the Raiders are going to give him up?
They think Derek Carr is gonna go there? No.
Oh,
no,
that's
dude.
not happening.
No way.
They're gonna
You're
kill
gonna have
him.
to pay. You're gonna have to pay him a lot more than Rodgers got.
Yeah,
Right?
seriously. I mean, that's like John Gruden suing the NFL for all these allegations, claiming that it cost his job. And watch, he's like, "Oh well, I'm going to prove the NFL was this and that." Like, good luck, John Gruden.
Yeah, my favorite. Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
No, I'm saying, good luck with that.
Yeah, my favorite thing about this whole thing was the quote that Rich Eisen said, and he said they're going to try and maybe go YOLO for Derek Carr.
So they're gonna pay him $500 million contract for 2 years and give up all their farm system or all their picks or
Possibly. I mean, if Indianapolis truly does trade for Derek Carr, God damn it, they are just as dumb as Denver.
no, that's worse. That's absolutely worse.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, you think the Denver trade is bad, which it is. I mean,
But at least the Russell Wilson trade, at least by that standard, makes sense.
Okay, so this year's theme is going to be, hey, the dumbest trades are way overpaid players, and someone's going to be like, hold my beer, and it's going to be Indianapolis.
It's like the trade situation on Madden. It's like, yeah, go play like Madden like 21 or something. It's like, oh, here you go. Let's like trade all these players for nothing.
Oh God, dude, yeah, that would be a freaking nightmare.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
yeah.
But
They'd probably be in a worse position than Seattle.
well, on top of all that, the Colts are probably the front runner to get Jimmy Garoppolo if all goes to plan.
Well, Atlanta needs help because Calvin Ridley just got suspended a year for gambling. He was betting on his own games.
I guess his contract wasn't good enough. He had to resort to freaking gambling for $100,000 more.
You know what? He's just pulling a Patrick Kane. No big deal.
Yeah, it's
Or
like
Evander Kane. Evander Kane.
Baseball, you just suspended Pete. Well, you suspended Pete Rose for life for gambling. So
Yeah. You know what the funniest thing about that story is? He actually betted on the touchdown that got rejected by Matt Ryan from the refs against the Bills. He actually betted on Matt Ryan to score a touchdown.
Oh God.
Oh, talk about adding insult to injury.
Dumb bastard. Jesus Christ.
For real, man. Freaking
What a dumbass.
I
Seriously.
know. And then they said it's at least for the 2022 season. So who knows what's going to happen afterwards. But at the same time, like, okay, Pete Rose, you did a lot of stuff. You bet on baseball. You got banned for life. You're not in the Hall of Fame, although you probably should be. But gambling on a touchdown.
God damn it.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Yeah. But you know what? There's a lot of hockey rumors going around as well. And I think that, I feel like we haven't touched up on enough of this tonight, because we've been so focused on free agency and the trades and all that shit. So yeah, I figure let's break it down. What do you think?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. So I know Adam's got a lot to say about this one. Or actually, no, not Adam. I'm sorry. Actually, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. We're gonna do Adam first. So apparently, people are allowed to go to the games. There is no requirement for the stupid proof of vaccination thing, but you have to wear a mask when you go to the freaking Heritage Classic on Sunday.
You know what? I'm like anybody else. I'm fucking sick of this fucking mask mandate bullshit, which will soon be gone, hopefully. But again, I can't see the Heritage Classic being that much of a hype game, other than the fact that it's the Leafs playing and Buffalo's joining. It's not going to be anything too exciting.
Well, I feel like that's the case this year because there was no timetable of when the game was going to be played because they're like, oh, we should push the game back next year in 2023, or oh, we don't know when they're going to play it. So there was a lot of talk about that throughout the summer, and you could just clearly tell. Like if you literally just simply go on NHL.com, just go on the shop website. I guarantee you, if you go on the Heritage Classic, like any of you can do it right now. So if you go on there right now, you will see at least like 15 items up for sale that you could buy for the Heritage Classic, like a jersey from Fanatics, which is not even the authentic thing, a fucking T-shirt, and a bunch of other crap that you don't necessarily need. So I guarantee you that half of the shit that they put out, it's not going to sell well. I don't even think the jerseys themselves are going to sell out well. And I mean, if it goes on discount, I might buy the Sabres one, but I'm not going to buy that full price. I'm sorry.
Actually, we got breaking news coming out of the Buffalo Bills. The Bills have just released offensive lineman John Feliciano.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw his tweet saying it's been real, but Buffalo, something like that. I'm like, wow, man, they cut him too. Jeez.
Yeah, he refused to restructure or take a pay cut.
It is what it is. You got to do what's best for business, period. And speaking of outdoor games, the Hurricanes and the Capitals have been confirmed to play at Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh, North Carolina in 2023 next year.
See, that's a little bit more exciting. That's less boring than the Leafs and Sabres.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is why didn't they make this the Winter Classic? Why did they have to make this into a stadium series? So you're telling me basically in the whole country, in the whole hockey world, that you're basically saying you're going to put a small market in an outdoor game with a giant, right? A giant market for the Capitals. Why are you not making that the Winter Classic? But oh no, sorry, you gave that to the fucking Bruins, and yet they don't even know who they're playing yet.
Well, you know what? The way I see it, like, who decided that the Leafs and the Sabres should play in the Heritage Classic?
Probably some drunk idiots, I would imagine.
Like, to me, like, why didn't you fucking put the Heritage Classic like Leafs, Bruins, Leafs, Habs? You could have done anything other than, the gained attention.
Yeah, I feel like the Stadium Series games or the outdoor games in general, I feel like have lost a bit of their charm. It's not as memorable as it was when the first time came around. Like the 08 Winter Classic with Pittsburgh Buffalo, that was perfect. I would be okay with it if they did it every 2 years, not every year, because I feel like they're just milking
it's
from
losing.
money.
It's losing nostalgia. Like no one's like caring as much because it happens so often. You know what? I go even to say, have it every fucking 3-4 years. Be something, like you don't see it too often and people get hyped to fucking see. Not every fucking year because they're gonna be like, oh, these two shitty teams are playing. We're gonna overprice fucking tickets and freeze their fucking asses off. It just makes no sense.
Like, I understand that they use other teams, but there's only 4 teams throughout the league who have not played in an outdoor game yet. And Carolina happens to be one of them. Arizona is another. The Panthers are another. And the Kraken, which makes perfect sense because Seattle, I guarantee, will get an outdoor game at some point in the near future. Same with the All-Star game.
Yeah.
But Arizona, like, They can't even keep a fucking stadium. No one's going to give them a fucking outdoor game because no one cares about them.
Well, I mean, unless you say, hey, let's put this game outdoors in the middle of the hot desert at the middle of the night where it's warmer.
Yeah, with naked women dancing around the rink. Yeah, then it'd be more interesting.
Just put the Golden Knights in there and you make a lot of money right there. That's what I would do. Put the freaking Coyotes versus the Kraken. That would be a hell of a outdoor game, I think.
Why? Why would it?
I'm doing it intentionally.
Two non-relevant teams? It makes no sense.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. You have a playoff team playing a bottom feeder. So I think you can live.
No. You'd have two non-relevant teams with zero, like very low fan bases playing off for no apparent reason.
Well, to be honest, I think Seattle, will grow their
Seattle
fan
has a
base.
fan base.
They already retired the freaking number 32 back in October. I think they'll do.
Should have been Nordiques. Fuck off.
Well, you always say that. The only way that they'll ever put the Nordiques back in Quebec is if they relocate any of the shitty feeders, like Arizona. They'll never do it. That's like Gary Bettman's
Bettman's
baby.
on crack.
Yeah, seriously. He's a senile old man.
Dude,
he doesn't give a shit.
He could make so much money if he brought back the Nordiques. So much.
100% correct. And they would make
Day one, opening day, they could sell them at Sundin fucking Sakic jerseys, and dude, they'd fucking sell so many fucking jerseys they wouldn't keep up with them.
Yeah, and I guarantee you, every single game, if Arizona were to become the Quebec Nordiques, every single game would be sold out, and they'd have so many damn season ticket holders that it would be hilarious.
And plus, you have that rivalry between the fucking Habs and the fucking Nordiques back, dude.
Yeah,
and
or
that's a
you'd
market.
also have the Nordiques versus Ottawa. There is a rivalry there.
Yeah, but like you bring back the French, like
French
rivalry that always was there.
Oh yeah,
like
the Battle of Quebec.
Yeah, like that bring that back, dude. That's how money's made. That's smart money right there.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
Sean, what do you
they
think?
actually have a good hockey arena.
Yeah. Sean,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down for it. I mean, shoot. Only matter of time. The only matter of time before the Kraken get a outdoor home game. Maybe in a few years or so. So.
Or why don't we do this? Why don't we have the Kraken play in a Stadium Series game in February of 2035, and they play the Vancouver Canucks in a outdoor stadium at maybe CenturyLink Field? I would do that.
Yeah, I
Why
agree.
the fuck would you say 2035?
But why that long though?
Adam, it's a fucking joke. Relax.
Oh, God.
It's a fucking joke. Relax.
No, it's actually hilarious. They just renamed that stadium also. CenturyLink, they just renamed it.
CenturyLink would actually be a perfect, stadium, especially if the Kraken get an outdoor game in less than 3 years.
Yeah.
I firmly think that would actually be a really good place for them to actually, host an outdoor game and play against the Vancouver Canucks. That I think would make a lot of sense.
It's a good stadium too.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Oh,
I'll be right back. I gotta take a piss.
yeah, I was gonna do the same thing, but I'm just like, you know what? I'll just hold it.
Yeah,
So while he's
we're
doing that,
anyways, but yeah, well, you can keep talking.
yeah. So while we do that, the Kraken, and I'm sure, Sean, do you want us to tell us the details about Jarrett McCann?
Oh, why not? Let's go for it.
Well, you are the Kraken fan, dipshit. You may as well just do it.
Yeah, of course, bastard. So, the team's leading scorer, Jared McCann, has been re-signed to a 5-year, $5 million AAV contract. So I'm happy about that.
Yep. So 5 years, 25 million. So
$5 million.
AAV, yeah. So AAV, Sean, is an abbreviation for annual average value,
Okay, annual average value. Got it.
because that's the most you can get out of the collective bargaining agreement. But yeah, so 5 years, we're at 25 million. So that's 5 million per year on the Seattle Kraken going forward, and that contract starts next year.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So what do you think?
I love it. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good with it.
Mm-hmm. And are you emotionally preparing yourself for obviously the draft lottery? Because the Kraken are clearly not going to the playoffs. I mean, it's their inaugural year. We've heard you bitch and moan about it, but are you emotionally prepared to let Mark Giordano go?
Honestly, I am. And I mean, it doesn't really. I mean, I don't really see it as a big deal because, I don't know, man. How much it's like how much how much career time does he have left? You know?
Yeah, he's 37 going on 38. So
Yeah, it's inevitable.
and it's kind of weird considering that he was named their first captain, and yet you trade your first captain in your first season, which I think that's a little bit of misconception from the Kraken's perspective. I think that they should have not named him captain because I think it would be a little more cringe, on their end to name a captain within your first year. The Vegas Golden Knights didn't even name their captain in their first year, and yet they were successful. Not to say that, I'm just comparing apples and pears here. It's just, that's just the timing of it. I just thought it was a little awkward.
Yeah.
That's such a bad reference. Apples and pears. You just say apples and pears?
I certainly did.
Apples and oranges, dumbass.
No, British people say apples and pears.
Well, fuck British people.
Don't you dare talk about my boy Idris Elba like that. All right, but anyway, so I basically just stated if Giordano, if Sean is mentally prepared, if Mark Giordano were to be traded tomorrow.
And you know what? Name your captain as soon as you want. Giordano definitely earned it, so he wasn't about to come to the fucking Seattle Kraken and be a nobody. So if they have to trade him to better the team, then so be it.
He'll be a future Florida Panther by closer to the deadline. I'm almost certain of that.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know. And speaking of the Florida Panthers, I actually bought a 1993 2XL Ed Juvanovsky jersey.
Nice.
Yeah. And I was telling Sean that earlier today. And on top of all that, I also bought the 1996 Stanley Cup Championship patch to go with it. So I'm going to take that patch and I'm going to get it brought to a tailor and I'm going to get it stitched up.
Good stuff, man. Oh, here's a comment of the day about Jack Eichel. So someone actually Andy shared this on our page earlier, but comment of the day goes to Michael Merkling. I'm gonna drink a 6 of 16 ounces for this one. Go for his disc.
Yeah,
go for his neck.
Yeah,
his neck.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, here we go. Semyon Varlamov, who's the goalie for the New York Islanders, rejected the trade and refuses to waive his no-movement clause to the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh God,
dude! I've heard fucking so many rumors about fucking goalies in the last fucking week that I'm just like, oh yeah, I heard he was coming to the Leafs too. I heard all kinds of bullshit. Stay where you're at, dude.
The only goalie I've heard that was linked to the Leafs was Marc-Andre Fleury.
No, dude. There's Varlamov was fucking Reimer coming back was, dude. There's been so many stupid goalie rumors because Campbell's on shaky legs and they need a third aspect. Fuck Toronto media. You're fucked.
Yeah, basically. See, Sean, this is how Adam deals with the Maple Leafs. They piss him off every year and he blames the media for it. It's hysterical.
I wouldn't be a Leafs fan if I fucking wasn't pissed off every fucking year. Like it comes with the fucking territory, dude. There's so many ups and downs, like a goddamn roller coaster on fucking Crystal Beth.
Yeah, really. And I guess we have two more subjects to go, and that is the NHL has decided to completely blow up their Stanley Cup logo, and they have decided to rebrand it.
Why?
What?
Nobody cares.
Yeah, if you look on icestatics.com or on their Twitter page, you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's weird.
This is not even a topic. Who gives a fuck?
Okay,
like,
fine.
why you gotta fuck with something that's fine? Why you gotta tweak something it doesn't need to be tweaked?
Because I mean, I don't like it. I think it's too bland, but it is what it is. But I guess, something smart, I would say the last report of the evening coming from Sean Shapiro, he said that it's a possibility, or it was a possibility back in October for the NHL to have the reverse retro jersey series coming back in the 22-23 campaign. And it turns out it is confirmed that the NHL is indeed bringing back the reverse retro jerseys for next season. So that means the Seattle Kraken will no longer be left out and they will join the party.
Are you changing the jerseys or are they going to be the same ones?
they're changing designs for every team in the league. So that means for the Seattle Kraken, I'm predicting it right now. The Kraken will have the Seattle Metropolitan jerseys, and it's going to be their current color scheme.
Yeah, probably. I like the reverse retro thing. I think it's great.
You know what? Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I like the whole idea behind it. I wouldn't like it if it was going to be the same fucking jerseys over again.
Yeah, I agree with you. But they're changing the design for every team in the league, including the Islanders, the Sabres, the Avalanche, everybody. All 32 teams are getting a reverse retro jersey. So, Sean, for you, my friend, the Kraken are getting a reverse retro. So, if you ever see the pictures of the Seattle Metropolitan jerseys?
I think you showed it to me before.
Before you became a Kraken fan.
Let's see it. I've never seen it. Put it
yeah,
up
I
on the
want
screen.
to. Yeah, I want to see him again. Just a reminder, because I know I've seen him before.
Yeah, Tommy, you want to bring it up?
I think it's pretty disgusting looking, but
yeah, it's Christmas colors. It's red, white, and green, and it's
all
around. And it has a big S, and it says Seattle on it.
Yeah, it's pretty basic and retarded.
No.
What I can do is I
gosh.
can definitely bring it up on the screen here for everyone.
Let's see this horrible mess.
For a jersey from 1917 or 1920, for the first American team to ever win the cup, that ain't too shabby, to be honest. I mean, look at that thing. It's not that bad. I personally like it. I think it's ugly.
My
good kind of
God,
ugly.
who was the designer of these jerseys back in the fucking day? Was it a blind person?
Who knows?
I was like, hey Adam, in like a past life, did you give him like a really potent weed or crystal meth or something?
I don't know, but like I thought you know what? I thought the Leafs had like some of the worst jerseys when it came to like that era. But my God.
No, Sean, be prepared to have that jersey, guy. That's likely going to be the Kraken's reverse retro jersey. It's going to be their current color scheme with that jersey design.
That is hideous.
Oh man!
Oh gosh, man!
It ain't that hideous. I mean, I've seen worse. But
Santa Claus would enjoy it. Maybe it elves.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
The worst jersey I've ever seen in my life was the Vancouver Canucks jerseys in the 70s. Those were the worst jerseys I've ever seen.
Which ones were those?
The flying V jerseys, whatever they were called back in the 70s.
The flying vagina.
Yeah, that one. Those were probably the ugliest jerseys I've ever seen. But all in all, though, I do think that it's a really nice idea for the NHL to bring it back. The only thing I absolutely hate about it are two things. One, it's a limited series. And two, if you fuck up, you cannot find these jerseys again. And I made this mistake. I actually made this mistake about a year and a half ago. I went to go buy the Sabres reverse retro jersey, the white one they had recently, and I didn't know my size at that time. Yeah, that ugly ass thing. But it was
God.
Yeah, that's how ugly this thing is. But
that's like a vagina with some green shit going on in the middle.
Yeah, disgusting. Yeah, I think it's uglier with like orange and black and then yellow. I think that makes it uglier. But I tried to buy the reverse retro jersey about a year and a half ago, and I fucked up on the size. And they came out exactly at 9 a.m. sharp on the day those jerseys came out. And I went and bought them, and I got really excited as I wanted to beat everybody else to it. And it turns out I got a size 52 instead of a size 56, and I fucked up big time. And I tried to return the jersey, and I didn't know. Yeah, those were hideous. So,
God.
Yep, that is the Vancouver Canucks in the 70s.
Okay, like go look at the Leafs 19. I think it's like 1916 or 1917 or whatever the fuck it is. I think they're all horrible back then.
Yeah,
they had good designers.
Yeah, I mean, it could be worse. I mean, you could have the worst name in the NHL. Did you know, Sean, that the Avalanche were going to be called the Rocky Mountain Extreme?
Yep, that's terrible. Whoever came up with that.
Serious?
Yeah.
No, that's a
Rocky Mountain Extreme.
The Colorado Rocky Mountain Extreme. That was literally going to be their name before they became the Avalanche.
Well, thank
Oh
God
my
they
gosh.
became the Avalanche because at least that name makes sense.
And on
Yeah.
top of that, it's a sexy name. It
Yeah,
literally-
it is actually a good team name.
Mhm.
What the freak?
Yeah, if you're a porn star with a 14-inch wiener.
What, the Rocky Mountain Extreme?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Sean will remember this. It's like when Val Venus was in the WWE, and then they had to ban like half the footage that McMahon wanted to use because they actually had 2 porn stars that were trying to do like part of his act.
Oh my gosh.
I
And
don't
then they had
want
that,
to.
then they had that Japanese stable with like with that big store. They were trying to do the choppy bit.
Oh, choppy your PP.
Or just call
Yeah,
it the Rum Tum Tucker. That's what you should just call it, the Rum Tum Tucker.
Hey, Sean, have you seen the Heritage Classic jerseys for the Buffalo game yet?
I have not.
Okay, Tom, show them this shit, Joe.
Show them the Toronto Maple Leafs. You
Yeah,
can't
show
hide
them, show them the Leafs jersey.
All right. So actually, I was able to find both side by side. So here we go. And actually, this is a really good picture of it.
This is the jersey that's going to be worn on Sunday, I think.
This ought to be good.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Yo, what's up with the Toronto one?
It's the Toronto Arenas.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know if you look real closely, you can see in the background behind the T it says
I
Arenas.
can see it. But
Yeah, it's like in that. It's like that other shade
What
of
the
blue.
freak?
Yeah, it's like
Toronto Arenas?
The Toronto
T.
Arenas. That was the name of the team before they settled on the Toronto Maple Leafs.
yeah. So like whoever designed this, please. I hope you rest easy in hell.
You know what? Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna buy that jersey for Adam and send it over for his birthday.
Oh God.
No, I don't want it.
Could be worse. I mean, you ever see the what's the word I'm looking for? You ever see the original name for the Maple Leafs, Sean, before the Arenas?
No.
They were going to be called, or they were called, the Toronto St. Pats.
Yeah, show them that jersey, Tom.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go pee. I'll be
Honestly,
right
that
back.
sounded way better than Arenas.
No. Wait till you see this jersey though.
No, oh boy.
This is actually horrendous. The color scheme is horrendous.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Oh, it is. Oh God, I just saw that. Oh, even funnier, you can buy it at Walmart.com. They actually sell these.
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Oh Jesus, man, I got a bunch of caffeine in me today. There you go.
Yeah, this is.
Oh boy.
This is. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, the Toronto St. Pats.
Oh
They
my
use it.
gosh.
That's one of their fucking alternate jerseys, dude.
Oh. Oh wow.
Like no joke, that's one of their alternates.
Oh my God. No, I'm gonna buy a bench clear jersey of that one, and I'm gonna send it to Adam for St. Patrick's Day.
Dude,
You know what?
Bobby,
You
they
know
have
what?
that at Walmart.com right now.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how many
you
people are
actually
buying
buy it
them.
on Walmart.com and have it shipped anywhere.
Jesus Christ.
My gosh, dude.
I mean, it could be worse.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I think that's all we have for tonight as far as news goes. But does anybody have anything to say before we wrap up on this lovely episode?
Gotta be with the Ukrainian people.
Yeah, seriously.
What's happened over there is disgusting, and this is not. I know it's not political, not a political show, but being that was an active serviceman of the Canadian military, it's disgusting to see that this shit is still a thing.
Yeah, everybody, people that are caught in the crossfire, thoughts and prayers to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I can say the same thing that you guys are too, just, the people that are caught in this whole situation, it's just a bad situation altogether. It didn't even have to happen, and unfortunately it did. And, for the people over there, if anyone is watching us from over there, just, make sure you take care of yourself, stay safe with everybody. And, let's just hope that that situation gets better, and hopefully it will at some point. It didn't have to happen, and unfortunately, it did.
Yeah.
Well, again, there's whoever watches this, there's multiple charities that can be donated to. You don't have to donate money. You can donate pretty much anything to help one kid, one family, one whatever. But it's well worth whatever you want to help with.
Yeah.
I myself, and along with a lot of veterans here in Canada, we came together and we've started a GoFundMe for just basic support, humanitarian support for Ukrainian refugees going to different countries, coming here to Canada, coming here, going to Poland, going to any other country, Sweden, wherever they're trying to escape to. Worthy cause, well worth anything you can give.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even if you can't give anything financially, I mean, you can always donate your time. I mean, there are several organizations that are helping these guys out, and just even volunteering your time and giving back is a good thing. It's something that it means the world to them, and just that little bit of time, even it's a great way to give back. And it's I know me personally, I try to do that at least a couple times a year, just to give back a little bit, and and work with people that just don't have the means, and something like that. That's also a good way to go about it. It's not all about the money. It's about, hey, if you can donate a little bit of time here and there, by all means do it. It helps somebody out, and it makes you feel good too.
Yep.
And plus, it as little as, it doesn't have to be anything I just said, but fuck, it could be you going to Tim Hortons or Starbucks or where the fuck you go in the morning, paying it forward on a Friday. Something simple like that can make somebody's day. It can make someone's day or break it. So
yeah,
just be kind to people. I'm sick of seeing all this hate and bullshit towards people in general, but you should be standing together and not fucking fighting amongst each other. So
Yeah.
it's like good way to put it. It costs zero to be kind to somebody.
I'm sending out my prayers for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pray for the Ukraine.
Absolutely. I'm sending out my prayers.
Yep. And then one other note too, my friend Corey, who watches this show, I'm sorry for the loss of your mom. I know that happened this morning. My thoughts go out to you, and I know she fought a good fight for the last several years, dealing with cancer and everything going on with it. So again, my thoughts to you, your husband, and your two kids. I hope everything is goes okay for you guys in the short term here, and we're thinking of you.
Our condolences.
Yep.
So with that, we did it. We actually went a good hour and a half tonight. We had a lot to talk about. So, we'll be back next week. Obviously, check us out on YouTube, of course, at Buffalo After Dark. I know, Sean, you've got some stuff with the Kraken up on there. So, definitely check that out if you're looking to see some stuff with his team. And then, of course, we're back here next Wednesday night. So for Sean, Bob, and Luffy, and Tom, take care of yourselves, everybody, and each other. We'll see you next time.
Later.
Have a good night, guys.
Buffalo After Dark is an H&H Studio production and is produced in partnership with Horns & Hooves Entertainment.